Buckle up for a financial adventure. Today we are mapping out the different towns of money habits, and our guide, of course, is Al Riddick, the president of Game Time Budgeting, and he's here to show you where you might be living financially and how to move maybe to a better place. And Al, welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me again.
This is going to be a good one, I know. So what are the three fictional towns and what do they represent in terms of money habits?
So these three fictional towns, first of all, we have Consumerville, then we have Saverville, and then Investorville. So if you're a resident of Consumerville, obviously impulse spending plays a big role in your life and you aren't really focused on saving. However, if you're a resident of Saverville, that's where you're saving. You're looking at the possibility of creating a budget, but you haven't fully embraced investing yet. But people that live in Investorville, they save and invest because they see that they have the potential to build wealth and they want to pursue this thing called financial freedom.
Yeah, and that sounds like where we want to be.
Definitely.
But how can someone tell where they're currently living?
So it's really all about your habits at the end of the day, Michelle. So if you're a resident of Consumerville, then that means that you're a person who's getting that credit card bill in the mail, or you're looking at your credit card company's app on your phone, and you aren't paying the bill in full. You're embracing that minimum payment, right? But
I know about that.
Exactly. But if you're a resident of Saverville, then again, what's the habit there? You're making good money, you're putting a little bit of money aside, but you still haven't committed yet to investing and making your money grow. But again, if you are living in Investorville, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have what it takes to make your money grow. And at the end of the day, I know this is going to sound ghetto, Michelle, but I believe in getting your money pregnant. You know, you want your money to have as many babies as possible.
Okay. That's an interesting way to put it. But so, Al, what keeps people stuck in Consumerville or Saverville?
So it's really all about mindset. And then you have to look at the fact that some people just have this lack of knowledge, right?
Yeah.
When you really think about it, anybody can master the skill of money because it's just math, right? Money is math and math is money. Right. But when you look at being stuck in Consumerville, that is where instant gratification and emotions rule your life. But then when you look at moving over to Saverville, you're saving money. You might be putting like just single digits in your 401k plan, but are you committed to making your money grow? And really, when you really think about it, some people have this fear of like losing money, so that can keep you stuck in Consumerville or Saverville. But when you really want your money to grow, embrace the fact that you have to put money at risk, right?
Right.
And if you just leave money sitting in a bank account and the interest that you're earning is not outpacing inflation, you're still losing money. You just don't realize it because we don't think about money in those terms. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Good deal.
But I think the question now is, how do we get to Investorville? How do we move forward to that town?
To become a resident of Investorville, and I think anybody can live there, right? You have to embrace the fact that there may be some things about money that you do not know. But if you have what I call a growth mindset, or what is called a growth mindset, you know that you can learn anything that you commit your mind to. Right. So start educating yourself about financial terminology. What is like assets under management? What does it mean to have an exchange traded fund or a mutual fund? What is passive versus actively managed portfolios? And at the end of the day, what's the difference between assets under management and expense ratios? These are all things that people who want to live in Investorville, you will master that terminology if you want to change your zip code.
Yeah. And you know all this backwards and forwards.
Yes, ma'am.
How can people connect with you?
So you can reach out on the website, gametimebudgeting.com, or just call the office at 513-813-3275.
Okay, Al, this has been great. I want to live in Investorville.
Definitely.
But I gotta get there first. So.
That you do.
That's right. Okay, thanks so much, Al.
Thank
Appreciate
you
you being here.